Globe Pushing Con Men, Episode 1, Widow Creaky. Remember this from a couple of weeks ago?
Okay, this is the boat-based target. It's horizontal stripes. We're going to launch a small boat out into the water here with a striped target. And as it gets farther and farther out, you'll start to lose the stripes.
And what's really interesting is that some of the flat earthers, including Mark Sargent, are actually going to be here for this test. The test is starting right now.
At first, all the stripes are clearly visible. But sure enough, as the boat reaches the horizon, the stripes begin to disappear, one by one.
And let me guess, they disappear from the bottom up?
Bottom.
As we would expect on a globe-shaped Earth?
Lost about 1.5 stripes.
Right. So this can only happen why?
Because of the curvature of the Earth.
Bingo!
So, our mate there thought he was onto a winner, citing that footage as proof of his globe Earth, not realising that it's actually impossible for the horizon that's behind the boat with the flag to cause obstruction in front of the boat, proving that any obstruction that does happen is optical and not physical. The only physical stuff that will be disruptions on the surface of the water here as the target, in this case the boat with the flag, gets further away. Disruptions on the surface in between the viewer and the boat could cause obstruction. But other than that, it's all optical and not physical. And that demonstrable truth destroyed old Widow Creaky's so-called debunk and his belief system. And I thought, will he own this? Will we finally see some honesty from one of these globe believers? Will he put his hand up and say I was wrong? The horizon is behind the flag and the boat. Therefore, it can't cause obstruction in front of the boat. Did he own it? No. He actually doubled down and, well, pretty much exposed himself for all to see. It was obvious anyway, but yeah. So I was made aware of this video. Are flat earthers panicking about the final experiment? I thought, surely I'm not in this, because one, I've never claimed this map, this bit of propaganda that features on this thumbnail. So surely this guy is not going to lie and misrepresent me before he's even spoken a word to his viewers. Surely not. So rather than address the failings of his previous so-called debunk and actually earn a bit of respect by owning up to an error, no. Just doubled down and gave himself to be away to be the dishonest individual he is by misrepresenting me verbally and visually in his latest video, as we're about to see. He exposes himself big time by going for some juicy content where essentially I highlighted some faulty logic regards Jaren from the Jarenism channel. And because he knows he gets views off the back of this. And of course because he's triggered and he can't respond to the beatdown he got previously. All he can do is lie and misrepresent, grab some juicy content and get some views and some cash in. We are dealing with a con man here, ladies and gentlemen. It should be obvious to most. But why aren't globe believers calling this guy out? Let's just entertain a minute of this, because that's pretty much all I can listen to.
Level Earth observers on point. What Jaren is saying is total shill level.
Jaren, I hate to break it to you, mate. I don't have a model.
Oh, look, it's Will Duffy, and I wondered how long it would take before flat earthers started arguing amongst themselves about the final experiment. Oh, and I'm not saying that Leo's a flat earther. I mean, we all know he isn't. He's a demonstrable realist. That thinks the Earth isn't a globe.
So why am I featuring a video called Flat Earthers? Why are you trying to disvalue the demonstrable realist and strawman with him with your own interpretation, a propagandized version of the flat earth, which you know gives you hits, but it's actually lies. It's horseshit. So I saw in your video where you, before you've even said a word, you've misrepresented me with the title, you've misrepresented me with the visual, presenting a a flat earth that I've never ever claimed. This would have been a perfect opportunity for you to have owned the error of your ways, and actually, in the eyes of other people who don't believe in your belief system, you could have earned a little bit of respect by owning up. But no, you've doubled down, you're misrepresenting, you're choosing a juicy subject, all for views because you're all about the cash, you're not about the truth whatsoever. And yes, I'm a demonstrable realist who doesn't think, who knows the globe is impossible. Fact. Every single person on this earth can test and verify that claim. I've been destroying the globe for 10 years and not one demonstration on this earth can refute me. So yeah, you can scratch your head and pick up the juicy material, but all you've done here, son, is totally expose yourself as a con man.
Please subscribe.
Thanks to all the people that made me aware of this interaction between Jaren from the Jarenism channel and Will Duffy, and I was only made aware of it yesterday in the comment section of my most recent video.
And what a handy-dandy coincidence that is, because I was only made aware of it.
In fact, that's all we need to see. I mean, just some strange-looking chap shouting at the screen, lying and misrepresenting is enough for me. But I want to show you something that really, really highlights what this character's about mentally. Bear with me. And it just gets worse. This is the description of that video. In today's video, our flat earthers panicking about the final experiment, we hear from Leo, Jarenism, and Will Duffy from the final experiment. If I didn't know better, I would think that the flat earth community is starting to panic over the final experiment. They know he will put an end to their grift once and for all. I've never, ever asked for a penny, ever. Okay? So the fact you're saying that, I find disgusting. The fact you've lied and misrepresented verbally, visually, and in written form to your viewers using propaganda visuals, all for monetary gain. Then you have the cheek to say I'm a grifter and misrepresent me, calling me a flat earther. Well, I've highlighted many times I don't use those words for the very reason you've just shown, because they've got lots of propaganda and attachments that aren't my claim. You've been told that. You know the reason why. So that makes you totally dishonest, and actually you're a con man. You're doing it for monetary gain. You're lying, misrepresenting. And then you've got the cheek in pretty much the same breath as saying I'm in on a grift off the back of lying and misrepresenting me. Above that, you're asking for people to consider becoming a Patreon. Below it, you got your merchandise store. And then below that, your Amazon wish list, things the channel needs. You're a joke, mate. You're a con man that projects all your own dishonest ways onto other people. Demonstrable reality is not a grift. It's reality. It can't be refuted. It just is what it is. Doesn't cost a penny.